Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Hollywood After Dark. Oh, it is the 23rd of October, 2022. Tonight we're going to be talking about probably one of the worst people to grace movie fandom in the social media age. I'm not even kidding when I say this. There are the Chuds, and then there's Matt Ramos. And I'm telling you guys, it's hard to determine entirely who's worse. Think about it. No, I'm kidding. He's not that bad. As bad as them, but he's still pretty shitty. We're talking about Black Adam and Star Wars. New film has a director. All that tonight here and more. Hollywood After Dark, folks. Let's fucking go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome to the party. Welcome to the show. Like I said, it's Sunday night. It's currently 10 p.m. House of the Dragon finale has happened. No fucking spoilers, by the way. I haven't seen it. Yeah. So I don't know how good it is. I was actually hanging out watching The Legend of Vox Machina while snacking on carrots because I'm trying to be a healthy boy in the tail end of the year. You know, when candy is abound and everyone seems to have it coming out of every single effing orifice, you know, for me, it's like, I gotta be good. I gotta be good. I gotta be good. I'm gonna have carrots and watch exceptionally violent cartoons. So for that, I had myself a good evening. I'm also still getting over a bit of a throat tickle. So if I do miraculously or mysteriously have to go mute, I will try to not cough in the camera or cough into the microphone. So there's that. That's going on tonight. But yeah, we're going to be talking about a few things this evening, and I know I'm going to be joined by a guest here. I got Dane from Actual Fandom popping on in a few minutes to help kind of dive through and look at the situation involving Supes. I'll just kind of preface that. I'll preface that conversation right quick. Actually, before I do that, I just want to remind everybody, if you like the show, if you want to support it, hit the like. The best thing you guys can do is hit the like, share it around 100%. That's the best thing you guys can do. If not, if you can do a little more, consider becoming a channel member, consider becoming a patron, consider becoming, dropping a super chat. It really does help out. My goal would be to absolutely go in and make this thing a full-time endeavor sometime in 2023. I know it's a long ways off, but I'm just letting you guys know my intention. So there's that. All right. Yes, Jay, a new Star Wars movie is being done. Yes. RJ, if you want to come on in, man, I definitely want to get your take on this. So, I know you're not feeling very well. RJ, I feel bad for RJ. RJ has been literally hanging off of The Rock's penis for like weeks. You know what I mean? Absolutely. He was going to go see Black Adam, but he couldn't because he got sick. So he's doing the right thing. He's staying home and he's trying to be himself a good boy, so we all wish RJ the best. We all wish RJ a speedy recovery so he can get back to indoctrinating the minds of our young children. I'm kidding. So there you go. What do I think of Brendan Davis? Man, Brendan Davis, I've proven that, he's very much bought and paid for, right? We talked about that with the Black Adam release, how, he was traveling from New York or from Tennessee to New York for the premiere where he's on the red carpet with complete access, rocking a Black Adam shirt and Black Adam Under Armour, whatever, Project Rock headphones that cost a couple $100 that I'm sure were supplied to him. And at no point in time do you ever really see ad on there. You know what I mean? Because let's be fair. Let's just be real. Let's call it what it is. It's being bought and paid for. And the thing is, people get into this line of work to get that kind of shit. And I don't necessarily blame them for that. People get into this line of work because, man, they want to get free movies. They want to get Warner Brothers or Paramount or Sony or Lionsgate or Disney to spend the money to fly them to press junkets. And it's happened. There's a guy I know named John from Nerd Reactor. He's a good guy, really good guy. And, his YouTube channel doesn't get much. His website doesn't get much in regards to traction. Some things do well. But then a couple years ago for the for the Birds of Prey press tour, Warner Brothers flew him from Los Angeles all the way to London for the Birds of Prey press conference and premiere out there. They flew him to London. This happens where, like, this happened a lot more many years ago. I don't think it happens as much now. They did the set visits and they would fly out the journalists. You know, they would fly them all the way down to Australia to spend a day or two on set. And it would be a coordinated effort. Remember when they had all the journalists on set for, I think it was for Batman v Superman, right? No, it was for Justice League. They had a bunch of the journalists there on set. People who were kind of, even like Zack Snyder haters were out there doing that kind of stuff, you know? So anyway, RJ here for $5, man. Thank you. All right. RJ says, did you see the video of the Black Adam audience cheering like crazy for Harcourt? Shit was almost as loud as Supes for Superman. I didn't. If you can send that in the DM group, I want to see it. We'll play it on screen. 100%. That's pretty funny though. So, Garrick here says that man has so many photos of him with celebrities reading comic books. Yeah. William here says hanging off the Rock's penis, bad visual. Have you ever seen it's Assassin's Creed Odyssey? There's in the first island in the game, there's this big statue of Zeus and he's naked with a, you know, he's got a flaccid penis, but like it's a penis and it's much larger than your player character. And you can actually scale the statue and hang off the tip of the penis if you want to. I mean, it's art. You know, it's sculpture, it's art. It's very big art. It is what it is. But you know, they're clearly fake. I don't know if people are going to like, you know, freak out for the hardcore bit. I just don't think I don't think that's real. My issue with Supes isn't the reaction, and we'll get to that. My issue with Supes is how the fuck he did it. My issue is how he did it. And the way he went about it, that to me is problematic because, and I'll spoil it right now, but if you ruin the other people's experiences in your theater because you want to make a video, you are a cunt. You are ruining the experience of other people who have paid money to be there, and you're doing it so you can put out a YouTube video. You are a cunt. That's just the reality of it. You know, I'm just saying I'll be blunt. That's the blunt truth. You're a cunt. If you do that, you should not do that because other people have paid money to be there. Other people have wanted to do that. But again, we're going to get to that when the time comes. All right. Okay, RJ sending me this one right here. We'll play this one. Wait for Dane. Dane is getting himself from some grub at the moment, and then he'll be joining us. But I want to see this. I want to see this thing and see if it's real or it's fake. I don't believe that this is real. I don't believe this is real. This is like the Gentle Minions bullshit all over again. Right? Someone on Twitter said he rented out that theater. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think he definitely paid for his friends, but not the whole theater. But we'll see. All right. So this is apparently I'm gonna get a goddamn content ID claim for this, aren't I, RJ? All right. This is apparently people losing their collective mind at Amelia Harcourt, showing up in what can only be described as a Trinity knockoff outfit from 1999. Oh, that's absolutely fake. That's absolutely fake. For one, the camera is on a tripod. And two, no one in front is moving. And at no point is anyone like knocking the camera. This whole thing is fake. Yeah, it was absolutely cool seeing Harcourt. Yeah. But I mean, her outfit was god awful, right? The outfit was terrible. Like, what is up with this outfit? Does that seem like, like what appears to be a shiny, almost wet pleather jacket? Absolutely. Like, does that seem like something Amelia Harcourt would wear? Look, I'm telling you this, man. I'm telling you this. That to me was the most unrealistic thing in Black Adam, right? That scene was like, okay, cool. There's Harcourt. She's walking out. Like, it doesn't look anything like the Harcourt we spent time with on the 8 episodes of Peacemaker. That's the thing I don't get about that. It was really weird. Yeah, Astro Josh is right. It sounded like the canned roast sound, absolutely 100%. There's no way that was real. No, RJ, if he's not feeling good, if RJ is not feeling good, RJ doesn't have to come on in. You know, I don't want to sit there and, I don't want to sit there and shame him. You know, is it a nitpick? Hold on here. Let me see if I can find, there's an image of Harcourt from, what she wore in Peacemaker. And then let me bring up the one that she wore here in Black Adam. And I just want you to, hold on. Let me just, how was Harcourt's outfit was not badass, dude? It was completely out of character. I mean that too. It was completely out of character. That weird ass pleather fucking outfit was 100%. I'm talking about, I'm not nitpicking to hate Black Adam. Like, the fuck are you guys talking about? I'm not criticizing the movie. I'm literally saying, okay, this was her in the movie. This is a previously released behind the scenes shot. So we know that this is real. All right. This came out, but this was an official photo. All right. And also, why the hell does Hawkman, like right there at his crotch, just look like he's camel toeing? And that it's the seam's torn and it just looks like a gigantic camel toe. Anyway, that's a nitpick. But she's got the jacket and it just looks weird. And it looks even weirder in the movie, right? It just looks even weirder in the movie. So, okay, fine. They got that there. Okay, cool, whatever. But then you look at her outfit in, Peacemaker and even in Suicide Squad, and her outfit is far more sensible. Her outfit is far more, I'm a clandestine agent. She's not, I don't want to say she's an agent. She's a field agent. She also runs ops. So, in this particular shot, they're underneath the ocean, right? They're in like the Antarctic or whatever at a Task Force X prison. And she has on a jacket that does not even remotely keep you warm. It just keeps you, maybe it's a raincoat. It's like a slicker, but it just the reason why they did it is because it just looks cool in the lighting. That's why they did it. It was a costuming decision. That's an ultimate terrible decision. That is like the best way I can describe it. Yeah, I'm in a nitpick. Yeah. Oh wow, that outfit doesn't fit her at all. Exactly. That was undercover hardcore. No, it wasn't. H. Mercer says maybe she changed clothes. She didn't change. Come on. I'm just saying that's very much not like her at all. That's not the Harcourt that we know. So it is what it is, folks. It is what it is. That was not like she was trying. Yeah. Hold on. Where's that comment there? Tails here says she looks like she was looking for a phone booth in the Matrix. Exactly right. RJ says Max went live. Max went live an hour early. He was supposed to, I hit him up because I saw that he was going live doing his Scoop Wars shit at at 2 a.m. his time. And he's like, oh, I'm only going to go live for like 30, 40 minutes, and then, he went live. I don't know why. Rational here. Remember, this is a movie. So her outfit will obviously be upgraded from a TV outfit to a movie outfit, but it's not an upgrade. This is an absolute downgrade of an outfit. It's a downgrade of an outfit, considering the fact that she was downgraded from working directly underneath Amanda Waller in the Suicide Squad for what they did in order to protect the people of that island instead of letting Starro wipe them all out, right? And they did what they had to do. She was demoted to having to work with Peacemaker. She was still wearing similar clothes in the Suicide Squad as she was in Peacemaker. So here, she's not all of a sudden promoted to like running the facility in the Antarctic. It doesn't make any sense. There's still things that are going on in Peacemaker. They're going to have her there. So this was something that they added in, which makes me ask the question. Is it entirely possible that Harcourt is a variant of Harcourt? It's cold and Jarbo wants her to wear a tank top. No, no, that coat. Oh my God. You guys are like, look, I'm just saying it's not the character. She wore something that looked good. It was a costuming choice that looked good for the scene. But if you follow the character and Suicide Squad as well as Peacemaker, it's not something she would wear. And you guys are you guys, if you, you guys are serious, like H-Barts, I'll defend this movie. Yeah, I know, buddy. I know. You told me 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Let it sit with you for a while. So is that. And then, of course, again, here comes the explanations. Here comes the defense. But they're building out the DCEU. Be happy. I can like what I like about the movie, but let's be fair. Let us absolutely be fair that not everything about that movie was great. All right. Like, not everything about that movie was pretty fantastic. Like, the villain was terrible. The setup for the villain was actually kind of cool, but it went literally nowhere. The commentary on, Justice Society of America, not even having the name America in the title, but still having JSA, them essentially being Team America World Police. What else is there? The storyline with the kid, Amon, who I actually kind of defend up until the last act of the movie. The story itself falling apart in the last half. Also a scene where they've got the song, I think the song Power by Kanye. I talked about this on Twitter today. They have the song on there, Power by Kanye. And yet Kanye is like out this week and he's just like bashing the entirety of the Jewish race. And yet that track is prominently featured. They have that track is prominently featured in a scene that, if you listen to the context of the song Power, it's saying that nobody should have all that power, right? That's what he's getting at. But and obviously in regards to Black Adam, that's the metaphor they're trying to associate, or that's the analogy I would say they're trying to associate. But now it's really funny because he's out there saying that, hey, look, the Jews control the media and that ain't cool. And he's been saying this all this shit, to the point of where today on the 405 in Los Angeles, you had a bunch of dudes, a bunch of white guys wearing masks, heiling over the 405, putting out photos saying Kanye was right about the Jews and then linking to an anti-Semitic website. So, I think that's pretty funny, right? I think that's pretty funny. That was the shit song I heard. Yes, that was the shit song you heard because it's a good song. I'm not saying it's a bad song. Do I want hardcore in Old Navy jacket and turtleneck and cargo pants? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Because that would be more indicative of her character. At least a parka for being in the Antarctic under the water in a prison where water is dripping in. I'm just saying, it's like, if we're going to have some semblance of reality where people can fly or they can, turn off or on their powers by simply saying a word, it's at least give me some realism in regards to that shit. We're not, like I said, this movie was made like it was I don't want to say a parody, but it was heavily inspired by films from 2000 to 2008. We've talked about this on multiple occasions. There are shots in the movie that are direct ripoffs. There are themes in the movie that are direct ripoffs. This movie does not reinvent the wheel. It does everything it can to copy it. And it does it in a way that is entertaining enough to watch, right? There's a bunch of explosions to distract you from competent storytelling. That's my complaint with Black Adam. The story is bad. If they would have done it, and here's how you fix Black Adam. You completely get rid of Sabak. He's pointless. He was there as a distraction. The whole thing that Dr. Fate did at the end was so ridiculously stupid because Dr. Fate didn't need to have what happened to Dr. Fate happen. Dr. Fate, if, could have just, put the containment unit around that whole thing and then just, held on for a while or distracted him long enough in order to actually get things done. But instead, he just kind of went in there and attacked. And then, what happens? You watch the movie, you see, all this kind of stuff. And again, it's just okay, you could have just held on for a few more minutes, or I don't know, if you have the ability to free Black Adam from his jail cell, then you have the ability to get him out of the freaking complex. Also, how is it that a guy who had been, 5,000 years ago, right? 4,600 years ago, actually, that he was in a prison in the ground, speaks Arabic or Egyptian or whatever, some Middle Eastern language. And then he's immediately able to master the English language, complete with the concept of sarcasm, which is a very hard trait for someone who is where English is a second language to learn. Never mind the fact that he gets locked up in jail. So he, again, completely just unfamiliar with this whole process of cryogenically being frozen or put to sleep and whatever. Gets out and he's just like, I'm just going to fight these guards that are actually like, you know, that actually have skill. They've been trained to fight. He doesn't fight anybody. He grabs them and he throws them. He lightning blasts them. He does whatever. He doesn't actually fight anyone. Even Hawkman, I almost called him Hawkeye. Even Hawkman, he just grabs him and throws him around. It's really not a trained fight, but we watch him try to escape the jail cell and he beats the shit out of like 3 or 4 guards and then just jumps through like an underwater force field and then floats to the surface where he's like able to, in some level of capacity, just go, shh, and then he gets his powers and then he flies off again. Like, I get what they were going for. It's the Dark Knight Rises when he ends up having to go and, get sent to the Middle East and shit like that. And then he climbs himself out of the pit after fixing his back with a rope, and then immediately somehow is able to find himself back in Gotham like 12 hours later. You know, I understand that when it comes to telling these stories, point A to point B is where you need to get to, and sometimes certain things get cut. I understand that entirely. I completely get that. But when you watch a movie like Black Adam, that's 2 hours and 5 minutes, that is rushing through at a brisk pace, you can figure out certain things are probably not going to actually be good. Like the movie, Viewer Anon was even saying that this movie feels more like it was written by an AI program after, sitting in on a fucking committee meeting talking about the beat points that this film needed to hit. That's the whole fucking point of it. It's just like, Jesus fucking Christ. The story is the biggest problem with this movie because it logistically doesn't make any fucking sense. It just doesn't make any sense. Nothing that happens makes a lot of sense as to why it happens. Is it cool? Sure. Are there fun elements of it? Absolutely. Are there some odd musical choices? Yeah, like why Rolling Stones' Paint It Black was playing during what was clearly a Quicksilver knockoff scene. Okay, fine, I get it. Paint it black, Man in Black. Ha ha ha. You're not really wowing anybody with this thing now. You're not, you're a little on the nose there, musical director. And then of course, again, with the Kanye Power song about no man should have all this power. Oh, again with the metaphorical, again with the, the analogy, again with, we totally fucking get it. We totally absolutely get it. This is, you guys, this movie is as subtle as a fucking thermonuclear strike in regards to how it processes story. And I'm just like, you can like the movie, enjoy the movie. No issue there. I enjoyed it for what it was. But when I stopped and I started thinking about the movie as a whole, I started thinking about the sum of its parts and what exactly it was. The goddamn thing was just fucking meh. Like, this is what you spent 13 years trying to get made, and the only thing anyone gives a rational fuck about is the last 5 seconds of the movie. And and again, these are the people that complain, well, Marvel is all just post-credit scenes these days. What the fuck was Black Adam? Jesus fucking Christ. Look, I agree with Donovan. I'm glad people are enjoying the movie. Fine. Go watch the movie. Have fun watching the movie, but realize, no, I'm not crying. It didn't give me what I wanted. I'm sorry. I'm upset that it wasn't that good of a fucking, it wasn't that good of a story. Here's the thing. Spherical Man is right. Cyclone was great. Atom Smasher was great. I really enjoyed them as B characters. I want to see more of them in general. And guess what? I totally want them to get together. I said this in my initial reaction walking out of the theater. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, Ashura here comes on in and says Cyclone was trash, just checking boxes. Also, you couldn't put actual black superheroes like Black Lightning's daughters, Lightning and Thunder, who are parts of the JSA. I mean, they're going to get to that eventually, probably. You know what I mean? But it is very much. Chales here says, I blame the director. Well, I actually blame the producer more than I blame the director, because what I believe happened is I believe that the director shot the movie and then that was it. He shot the movie. They went to and then it was Danny Garcia, Hiram Garcia, the other Bo guy, and The Rock, who oversaw the editing. And I've been saying this for a while because I think Grace Randolph brought this up, and I hate to fucking give her any credit for this, but she made a comment the other day, and I think it was in her Black Adam review, or maybe it was like what's next for DC. And she made a comment about how, like, when it comes to who's going to take over, like who's going to become the Kevin Feige for DC, who's going to become that person? Well, she's like, well, maybe it's going to be, maybe it's going to be Hiram Garcia. She made that comment. And I was all like, I've been thinking that. And I've talked about that before on recent streams where I'm like, have you guys noticed how they're really trying to make Hiram Garcia a household name? All of a sudden, this guy, no one fucking knows who he is. No one knows who he is. Look, to be fair, again, this is just to be fair. In general, when it comes to, let's say, like movies, who do you care about? You care about the stars. You care about the director. You maybe might care about the executive producer if they're more involved. And you care about the writer if the writer gets any kind of screen time or press. Other than that, you don't give a shit. You don't care what the AD says. There might be an interview with the first assistant director and in the second unit and all that shit. There might be an interview with that person. And that might be interesting to get a little bit of something out of them, or maybe even the cinematographer. But at the end of the day, you don't care, because that stuff is not necessarily relevant to your interests of having this information as fans. That's just the case of it. So now all of a sudden, 7 Buck Productions for months now have been hyping up Hiram Garcia. You know, I'll see these articles, Black Adam producer Hiram Garcia, like it's right there. And like, they're really trying to make this guy a household name. They've been doing this for a while. Like, what the fuck is going on? All right. So there's that. You know, and really, if you think about it, there is, it's just, sorry, like RJ sent me something. I'm laughing about that one. We'll get to that there. I don't know where the fuck Dane is. He'll be here soon, I'm hoping. If not, we'll move on. That's all good too. But I'm saying, it's like, look, when you think about what Black Adam is as a movie, it is a functional movie in regards to it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. You go in, you sit down, stuff goes boom, Rock says quips, everyone makes jokes, except for Hawkman. He didn't really make any jokes. I like that he was a straight guy and they played him as a straight guy. But everyone else kind of made gags and whatever, and it was like Marvel light. But what everyone in this fucking community is all about is like, oh my God, Henry Cavill was in it for 5 seconds, which, by the fucking way, I said, and I'm going to take the W on this one, Max, if you're watching. I said Henry didn't have a deal. It was a one-time thing that he agreed to do. He doesn't have a deal. And yet for some reason, everyone's like, you're wrong, Jarbo. I'm like, no, I'm right, because they haven't had a deal. They brought him in. They brought him back. And here's the fucking thing. Here's the sad thing about this. He's not even back, right? Like, he's there. He finally did the cameo. It took years to get there, but he's not actually back. It's something that's closer than ever before, and I hope that it happens, but this isn't, Cavill isn't back. I think we need to understand that. We need to absolutely like realize that. And this is also what I'm talking about in the headline here about toxic fandom. The response to Black Adam because of Henry Cavill has become toxic fandom, where it's like, you can't criticize the movie because it gave us Henry fucking Cavill. How dare you say something negative about them? We've wanted Henry Cavill. They were able to bring him back for 5 seconds without a deal. Most likely, Henry wants more creative control. He wants to be able to pick the director. He wants to have more say in the movie. He wants to take over. And if Black Adam can pull in some of that shit, then Black Adam, he might be able to get it. And the movie did. The movie overperformed from what it was originally. Well, I mean, it fluctuated on its performances, I should say. It fluctuated on its performances. So taking a look here at Deadline, says Black Adam powers a $67 million opening, Dwayne Johnson's best opening as a leading man, according to Sunday AM Update. Which, by the way, again, I just want to say this. I just want to put it out there. Hashtag Matt Jarbo was right. This was his biggest opening as a leading man. Everyone tells me he's the biggest movie star on the planet, Matt. You're wrong for saying that he's not. I'm not, actually. Because it's been confirmed by all the trades. The shit I've been saying now for literal years has been confirmed. Because it doesn't matter how much you like The Rock, how much you watch wrestling. It doesn't matter how much you get into the heel versus babyface dramatics, the theatrics that comes from watching professional wrestling. The reality of it is, the cold hard data is that The Rock is a mid-tier actor who is good to bring energy into a franchise because he's a tireless promoter. but only now this is the first time he's been able to really do it on his own. And even that needed Henry Cavill and other cameos. And you know what? I'm not even gonna knock him for it. All right. I'm not even gonna like try to take that away. This is a win on his part. Congratulations to Dwayne Johnson for being able to pull this off. It's been 20 years of being in Hollywood. He has led many a project. This was his biggest one. Grinding it gets it. He's got that grindcore mindset. He got it. Good for him. No, really. And I mean, it might sound like I'm being sarcastic, but I'm really not being sarcastic. I'm absolutely saying that. You know, H. Barcer says, I don't think he's a star, but I enjoyed the film. And I'm glad you liked the movie, buddy. I did. I'm glad you liked the movie. You know, now Film Goblinier says Deadpool 2 wasn't as good because Ryan Reynolds took too much control. Birds of Prey because Margot Robbie and Black Adam because of The Rock. That is true. Not every actor needs to be a producer. Not every actor that's good in a role should be the one overseeing the character of that particular role, right? Or the lead of that movie. That's true. One of the biggest problems that was missing out of Deadpool 2 was Tim Miller. Tim Miller injected heart. He injected a lot of heart and a lot of love into the first Deadpool. Go back and watch them back to back. Deadpool 2 comes across as cynical, very cynical. And I loved it. And David Leitch is like that as a director. Watch Atomic Blonde. My God, that movie is very cynical. You know, he's not like Chad Stahelski, who can take I don't want to say serious, but you know, take something like A World of Assassins and make it bright and colorful while still settled around darkness. And make it something that is intriguing and entertaining and fun. David Leitch finally did that with Bullet Train, which I haven't seen, but I've heard good things about. And I even said that it finally looks like he actually started getting into color. And that's good. And the problem with The Rock is, again, this movie about Black Adam? Like, honest question, did anyone watching this movie give a fuck about Black Adam as a character? I mean that, like, legitimately. You know, did it just seem weird? Like that they were all like, oh, you're our hero, like 2 seconds after he woke up and shit. Like, does it seem kind of weird? Did you care about the politics of Kahndaq at all? Considering the fact that the shit with Sabak was entirely underdeveloped, undercooked, and undershown. It's an honest question. It's a literal honest question because of that. Anyway, I just want to see here. All right. I got you there, Command Unit. We'll get to that towards the end. Yeah, like Music Man says, I didn't. You know, but Tim the Hack Miller, who destroyed Terminator Dark Fate. No. Fuck you. Terminator. I will defend Terminator Dark Fate, dude. Terminator Dark Fate. People got so mad at that movie. There was a conflict between James Cameron and Tim Miller. James Cameron cut Tim Miller out of the editing. So we don't know 100% what Tim Miller would have shot alternatively or how he would have cut the film together alternatively. But the core concept of Dark Fate actually really works when you look at the mythos of Terminator. And that's a whole other conversation for a whole other fucking day. The only reason why people got mad at fucking Terminator Dark Fate was because of the whole John Connor thing at the beginning, which, again, you have to understand that the future is not set. And why would Skynet only send back one if they sent back another one in Terminator 2? You know what I'm saying, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? They sent back another one a little bit later. Why wouldn't they have sent another one back? And another one, and another one, and another one. It doesn't end just because you want it to. And they also sent it before Skynet was ultimately destroyed at the end of Terminator 2. And it still found a way to evolve and live on, because that's what the whole construct of time travel will do. It's like, oh my God. And then people also got mad because Mackenzie Davis was like the new Kyle Reese character. She was a woman. The new John Connor happened to be a Hispanic woman. People got real mad about that. You know, they were, the new T-1000 is a Hispanic guy. There's a lot of subtle racism that went into the criticism of that movie. And then people found out about the beginning of it without ever taking a critical approach to the whole opening of that movie into why it happened the way that it happened. And they got so fucking mad about Edward Furlong. And guess what? Edward Furlong actually came back. Put on a mocap suit. That was Edward Furlong in the beginning of that fucking movie. That they de-aged him in that movie. That was Edward fucking Furlong. That was John Connor. And guess what? he was okay with what happened. And you know, sadly, how I know that is because Andy Signore interviewed him a couple years ago and they talked about it. So, you know what? You can sit there and go, you can bitch and moan all you want about the editing of the movie, but if you follow the fucking heartstrings and the threads that Dark Fate sets up, that was very much Tim Miller. And I think he got fucked over by Cameron's ego. And it's a well-deserved ego in many ways. With the Titanic and with the Terminator franchise and with fucking Avatar and all the money that he's made. Fine, the guy, but sometimes you can be too close to a project. And I think that's what happened here. Never mind the fact that they also had drafted out the story for the next 2 movies. So this movie set things up and that we're going to play out in the next 2 films. And people got mad because it wasn't all handed to them on a silver fucking platter right fucking then. This is the problem with toxic fucking fandom. It is the absolute desire to have everything handed to you right away, rather than taking a moment, taking a step back, thinking critically about the story you just saw. Subtext is like, it doesn't even apply anymore to the vast majority of fucking people. Subtext doesn't apply in any capacity. Because what happens? Oh, yeah, this is the theme. This is the theme. It has a deeper meaning. There's an allegory here or a metaphor here, something that they want to relate to either current events or something else going on. And you're like, okay, cool. I can see what they're going for there. And that's a really interesting take. But if it's not handled perfectly, or God fucking forbid an actor or a person working on the movie has a fucking opinion about so on and so forth, and whether or not they're the first actor of whatever race or color or gender to portray this particular role in a movie, holy fucking shit. It's the end of the goddamn fucking world. The entire internet is overrun with nothing but clickbait bullshit about how this movie is now woke, or this show is now woke, or this shit is now this, or this shit is now that, because God fucking damn it, somebody had a fucking opinion that has no fucking outcome on the fucking story that you're seeing. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And yeah, I'm going off on a tangent because this triggered me. All right, this fucking triggered me. I'm already not feeling well. This shit fucking triggered me. So that's my take on it. That's my fucking take on it. Is that when this shit happens the way that it does, it is, I think, our job as people who view stories to stop with the excuse of just turn your brain off and watch it. But I think take the fucking actual little bit of time that's needed. All right. And everything else, that you need to do in order to maybe stop and process what you've seen. And that is a big problem. Fundamental breakdown with our current fucking society is all that shit. Anyway. I feel defensive over Terminator Dark Fate. I don't know why. So, no, the movie Terminator Dark Fate didn't suck. It didn't suck. It actually is a really solid movie. The audience didn't show up. That is true. But it definitely did not suck. But their fandom was definitely pretty bad. I'm gonna sit there and say that I think about that shit. So all right, hold on here. Let me ask Dane if he's coming. If not, I'll move on. So okay, I'm trying to find a thing that I got today. Where did I download it? I might have downloaded it. Son of a bitch. Wait, hold on. I know where it's at. Vito Gasoldi posted a very funny little meme that happened. Wait, Italian. Okay, hold on. Also, Vito wants to have a conversation about about Black Adam. He's all like, "Oh, Jodie's Corner, Andy Signore and Louis Lecca really liked it. Who didn't like it?" And I'm just like, well, I want to talk about that. I think it's pretty funny. So, come on, where'd it go? Where I'm trying to find. There it is. This needs to be, I need to send this to Max. I should have sent this to him privately, I think. But this needs to be very, very, very much in a whole shitload of thumbnails. Let me just bring this one up here. So here we go. Look at this right here. Look at this. This is perfect. Oh my God. It's great. That's wonderful. Look at that. Look at that. All right. Let's see here. Did I see that the Ant-Man 3 trailer? That's there. I heard it might be coming, yeah. Anyway, what exactly is Max saying? You should react to Max because you're missing some hilarity. What's going on? I don't know what's going on with Max. I got to turn that into something or another, or maybe, find something to do with it. Anyway, so let's talk about this here. I want to get back into this now since I got distracted. But if you go to Italian Pepsi Man, Spherical Man, you can find it on there, or you can DM me and I'll send it off to you. So, all right. So anyway, Black Adam powers to $67 million opening. Dwayne Johnson's best opening as a leading man. Like I said, all hyperbole, all bullshit aside, congratulations to him and the team for pulling it off like this. People showed up. It was listed at it was listed at like 75. Then it dropped down to 60, and it ended up, pulling in an extra 7. So that's pretty good. So it says here that Dwayne Johnson's long in the making dream project paid off for the People's Champion as Black Adam conquered a hot 67 million US. Best domestic box office start for him as a solo star, and 140 million global bow worldwide. That's ahead of where we're seeing it. So other than that, they dive into the weeds of the whole thing, right? And we already know how much it cost to make, $200 million. We already know that, the movie has got a low Rotten Tomatoes score. Let me actually find that. I'll bring that up real quick, and we'll just show you guys this one, because this is something that, I heard, was it Grace Randolph make a comment today about this too, where the thing's got a 39% Rotten Tomato score, but a 90% audience score. And that is kind of interesting, isn't it? That's kind of interesting. This got a 90% audience score. That's definitely, that's good, right? I mean, in no way is that fraudulent, I don't think, right? It says verified, 2,500 verified people. So that's pretty decent. But I did see something on, let me find it again. I think it was the DC, maybe the DC leaks page, or I saw this a couple days ago. There was an image, it might be in the cinematic side of it, but essentially showing off that some of those reviews might not have been as accurate as they as they think, right? It may not be about that. Let me see if I can find it here. Because here's the problem with like Rotten Tomatoes. I don't like to rely on Rotten Tomatoes 100% for being the be all end all of this stuff. It's a decent metric. It's a decent metric for what you could potentially look at in regards to this. But even though the Rock is out there on social media saying, there we go. All right, yeah. Hold on. I got a couple quick little things I forgot to save. So all right, we get these up here. This is what happens when I rush into making a show before I 100% of all my data compiled. I turn into Mad Max the Mandalorian. So okay, so we see here it's got a 90% audience score, as The Rock has shown on his social media feed today, right? 90% audience score, my God. But look at this here. Again, what we're seeing is that this movie is suffering from the same problem that a lot of other situations are also having. A lot of other movies are having, right? Where it does appear that there is some fuckery happening with the Rotten Tomatoes audience score. So we know We know that the movie has got terrible reactions from the critics. We're talking 39%. I didn't think it was going to drop that low. At some point, when it was like, it started off a little low and then it ticked up. It went to like 44 and then it ticked up to 55 and then I think up to 57. And I'm like, man, this thing could hit 60. Holy shit. And I was kind of rooting for it to hit 60, just because I think like, okay, like it's a 60. It could, could do okay. But then it just kept dropping. And now what we're seeing here are all these people spamming the same thing. The same damn thing. And that's unfortunate because when you apply it to this, that 90%, you have to kind of ask yourself, like, how much of that is real? Like how much of that is real? You got a bunch of verified stuff here, right? A bunch of verified, and that's good. That's really good. And people here, they seem to be, they bought it through Fandango. They seem to like it. That's good. But there are definitely some that seem to be kind of manipulating a little bit, right? This guy here hated it. Hard to follow plot. Very disappointed. Almost complete CG. That's not entirely accurate, but a lot of it was. Other the kid that here's, I love this one here. Other than a kid who couldn't act in a middling script, this was a blast. I love that DC is willing to give us darker heroes. And Pierce Brosnan was fantastic. Of course, I was thrilled with a cameo appearance from a certain actor in a certain role. H-Barts, when did you change your name to Jeff S? Buddy. Anyway, the movie is going to be an interesting conversation for time to come. Right? John here says, I believe that verified accounts can be faked. Well, if they purchase that stuff, you know what I mean? Like if they purchase through Fandango and they have it linked to their account, it could be. Now, I know it only shows the verified score when showing the accumulated percentage on the main page. That is true. I'm just saying it's like, there are other people there's 2,500 plus verified ratings. It's got a 4.4 to 5 average rating. Verified audience is 90%. The all audience score is 92%. So, I mean, again, it's not bad. Well, it's actually pretty good. You heard that The Rock makes a cameo in his own movie. Yeah, I heard that too. Although Stamina MC down here says it's 100% false. Don't believe a word of it. I know, man. You never know anymore. Anything could happen. I'm just saying it's like they're trying to they can't put a certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. So they say the audience score, and of course playing into the whole concept of like, oh, for the fans. It makes a lot of sense. It does make a lot of sense. So Vince here says the Rotten Tomato score, audience score for Morbius was 71%. If that says anything, and he liked that movie. I would argue, this is going to sound so bad. I'll catch so much shit for this. While I think overall Black Adam is a better made movie than Morbius, part of me would rather watch Morbius over Black Adam again. And I say that because I feel like the relationship between Morbius and Matt Smith, that it works well in the end. And Matt Smith puts on an excellent performance. So it's fun going back to watch the villain. How many people went back to watch The Dark Knight because of Heath Ledger's The Joker, not necessarily Christian Bale? Why are you trying to kill me? That was a meme. But we go back for the spectacle and for the Joker. These movies are really only as good as their villain. And even Marvel has the same problem. If the Marvel villain isn't that great, people they complain. If the villain sucks, they complain. Look at Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp. You had Ghost as the villain, becomes converted into the good guy. And then you have Walton Goggins, just, okay, wasted talent there. Captain Marvel was just like, again, she was never in any danger, so the villain was kind of wasted. But it was an interesting, mentor-mentee dynamic. And Jude Law is great in everything that he does. So I thought he brought a lot to the table, and that made it interesting. But again, these heroes are only as good as their villains. And if they don't have a good villain, then it's a wasted thing. And in the case of Morbius had a good villain. Joker was a good villain for The Dark Knight. Bane was a good villain for The Dark Knight Rises. But Talia al Ghul was terrible. And the movie had so many convoluted plot problems that it really ended up taking away from the overall package. I mean, these movies aren't perfect. No movie ever is. No movie is ever 100% flawless. And everything is ultimately very subjective. I think we can all agree on that 100%. But at the end of the day, what you got to realize here is that it's like, these movies are meant to play on our emotions from seeing the possibility of what could come next. These things are set up to be tentpole franchises, meaning they're going to lay the crumbs for what's going to come down the pipeline. And if your biggest takeaway from Black Adam is the cameo at the end of that movie, then I would say really go back and look at what you think about Black Adam. Benson here says, I watched the Royd Adam again last night, even worse on the second viewing, and the screen was half full. Morbius is a better movie. Yeah. Let's see. Film Goblin here says, Tim Burton did well with the Batman villains. I mean, Joker was a compelling villain. Penguin was a compelling villain, as well as Christopher Walken was a compelling bad guy. Jalen here says, no fucking way Morbius is better than Black Adam. I'm saying functionally, no, Morbius is not as good as Black Adam. Black Adam has, the cinematography is actually really good. There's a lot of good special effects, but I think the performances between the hero and the bad guy are better in Morbius, which is why I'd rather watch it again for what Matt Smith brings to the table. Versus whoever the fuck was Sabak. Sorry. If they would have changed Black Adam to where it would have been like, if it would have been, he had to contend with his own power level based upon his rage, it would have been a much more different and introspective spectacle. Where like they had to where the Justice Society had to basically find a way to beat him down using Eternium, because that would have been the only way to do it, and get him down enough for him to finally let go of the rage and realize that like the Almond Kid, he would have been so powerful, he would have almost killed the Almond Kid. And that would have been what turns his mind. And then it would have been like, well, I'm good, but I understand I need rage and shit. And letting, not even really letting go. Because again, the dude was the guy, his son died. He gets the powers. He fucking genocides everybody in the fucking palace. The wizards show up immediately. They dunk his ass in a fucking prison for 5,000 or 4,600 years, really. He wakes up. He's still going to have the immediate, he was in a suspended state. It wasn't like he was off in some fucking Reformation, white collar supervillain fucking prison where they have conjugals and fucking, wiffle ball, right? So it's like, or pickleball, whatever. It was like he was locked in a suspended state for 4,600 years. He wakes up. He doesn't know what's going on. He's being attacked. He's vengeful. But then he still has the rage of his son having died, because to him, that still would have been fresh. That still would have been very, very, very fresh. And the confusion of now waking up in a new world and everything else, never once did that even fucking come up, man. Like there was so much psychological trauma. There was so much torment, PTSD. There were things they could have dealt with while still having a massive action spectacle that really just dove in to the not only the mythos, but the psychology of the character, and had an ending that actually had them battling themselves versus battling somebody who is on screen for less than 3 minutes. I will say, though, his death was cool. The death was pretty dope. I really enjoyed that. But I mean, I think we can agree that there are better ways to write that fucking movie. Oh God, Film Goblin here. Yeah. Andre Cedino, by the way, actually tagged me on Twitter, and then I called him a creep. And then he DMs me and he starts like going off about something or another. And then he blocked me before I could respond. So I fucking hate that shit. Like, I'm like, God damn it. God damn it. So anyway. Yeah. Black Adam had some funnier moments. That's true. That did. Dalton here says Morbius feels like a film that was supposed to release in 2007, but it got put on hold until now. Kind of. That needs to be a HWAD shirt. We have conjugals and wiffle ball. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Okay, H. Bartier says, the reason why Black Adam speaks English is because of the God of Wisdom. Well, where the fuck was that in the movie? Where was any of that? He didn't even earn the powers. He wouldn't even have known that. Because he never fucking met the wizards until they showed up and yeeted his ass. And here's my question. If it was transferred over to him, wouldn't the kid still have it? Wouldn't he be the conduit for that? I'm just saying, it's just do I think that the DCEU needs a full reboot? No, I don't. I think, look, I'm critical. Okay. I think the story of Black Adam was shit. All right. I think the story was bad. It wasn't a good story. The movie on its own, for its bells and whistles and rigmarole and, pew, pew, bang, bang, right? The explosions and everything that, the spectacle is fine. The spectacle is entertaining. But if you again, what's a big thing about that is very much the fucking, it's the ending, right? That's it. That's just the ending. Everyone's talking about the fucking ending. So, nitpicks and more. Oh, a nitpick is you find me being critical of Harcourt's coat, right? Whatever. That's a nitpick because it's a subtle costuming thing that doesn't really mean anything, even though I found it to be very indicative of the timing of when this movie was trying to be from. Again, bringing context to elements of it that we've seen in other films from around the same time. I believe that the director had rewatched The Matrix and X-Men and whatever the fuck else, Spider-Man, whatever came out in between 1999 and 2005. And then of course, even then, the scene with the fighter jets and Black Adam swats it out of the sky and shit, not even in the movie. They cut it out of the movie, probably because it looks so fucking terrible. He doesn't have a cape on, so it just looks like he's just floating. Black Adam had a better ending than you shut your dirty whore mouth. You shut your filthy whore mouth, Spherical Man. No, it didn't. Benson here says, Matt, my friends come out of the movie totally confused, asking why are there two Shazams? That's how bad the story is. I mean, it is. Yeah, it's pretty bad. There's a lot there. Again, the characters from Shazam's world. They say Shazam twice in the movie. We see the wizard, but it's will Shazam 2 explain Black Adam? And if Shazam 2 does not explain Black Adam, then that is a big fucking problem. And that goes to show you that The Rock only cares about forward momentum for himself, not elevating other properties. So, Morbius greater than the 1993 Super Mario? No, I'm going to disagree. I'm going to disagree on that one there. Film Goblin here says, I honestly think once Avengers 2012 came out is when Warner Brothers made the decision to tell Zack not to do Man of Steel 2 and to rush BVS and JL. I think the fact that Avengers, it wasn't just Avengers, it was Avengers and Iron Man 3, both being the first two Marvel movies to gross $1 billion. Can I give a pass to Harcourt's coat and just say it's specialized thermal gear? No, I don't. No, I can't. I won't. I'm sorry. I just won't. I can't do it. H. Bart's asking, do you think the Rick will cameo in Shazam? I do. I do think so. Yeah, I do think so. If he doesn't, then that's a big problem, but I do think he will. I do think that. So we'll have to go from there. But, all right. So it appears that, that my pal, right. My buddy Dane from, actual fandom, is not going to show up. I did send him a direct message and I'm just like, what's going on, buddy? And that's okay. That's okay. He was busy. He did a podcast earlier, things like that. A couple quick little things I do want to touch upon before we get into the Supes stuff, just because it came to my attention. We have this one here where just recently, thanks to RJ for sending this my way. It's saying here from Helena Taylor, the voice of Bayonetta, says here, it has come to my attention that some people are calling me a liar and gold digger. I feel the need to defend myself and my reputation. See the thread. She goes on to say here, as I posted in part 3 of my video, I explained that their first offer was too low. That offer was for $10,000. Remember, this is a $450 million franchise, not counting merch. Then I wrote in Japanese to Hideki Kamiya asking for what I was worth. I thought that as a creative, he would understand. He replied saying how much he valued my contribution to the game and how much the fans wanted me to voice the game, and then offered me an extra $5,000. So I declined to voice the game. Then I'd heard nothing from them for 11 months. Then they offered me a flat fee to voice some lines for $4,000. Any other lies, such as $4,000 for 5 sessions, are total fabrications. These were not extensive negotiations. I've also been informed of ridiculous fictions, such as me asking for $250,000. I'm a team player. I'm just asking for a fair living wage in line with the value I bring to the game. I was paid a shockingly low total of $3,000 for the first game, a little more for the second. I wanted a voicer. I've drummed up interest in this game ever since I started on Twitter in 2011. So, she says here that any other lies such as $4,000 for 5 sessions are total fabrications. So I don't know. I mean, this is what she says about this, but Jason Schreier kind of came out and debunked a lot of what she had to say. I do think there was miscommunication between her and the company. Now, on that note, I'll say this. I believe that Helena Taylor and other voice actors in the industry 100% need to be unionized. 100% need to be unionized. And they do. I think they also need someone there who can negotiate for them. I do feel that they want it. Again, businesses are only gonna think of themselves. They're gonna offer what they think you're worth. And then you're going to counter with a higher offer and hope to find somewhere in between to make everybody happy. But it's entirely, her talking about like, oh, it's a $450 million franchise. Again, how much did it cost to manufacture the game? How much did it cost to distribute the game? How much did it cost when you were sharing those profits with the publisher and the distributor and the stores and the digital outlets and everything else, everyone else who gets their fucking cut. So there's something like there to continue to discuss, but I do think residuals would be fine for voice actors. Cause there are people out there, I don't think, who get games for voice talent. Or I can remember when Troy Baker was everywhere. It wasn't like, hey, everyone, are you getting the new Troy Baker game? It's like, oh, Troy Baker's doing a voice in this game. Oh, that's cool. I like this. It's a fucking, bang, bang, pew, pew shit. All right. If they go union, will companies go to AI voices instead? Well, they'd have to sit there and license their voices off. But I mean, look, here's the thing with that, HBarts, is in many instances, believe it or not, fucking flat out, there are a lot of these companies that are going to go AI. And they're going to go AI because it's just cheaper. In the long run, it's literally just cheaper. So they're going to do that. And these stars that are going to want a quick ass payday will license off their voices. And in the process, they'll make a shitload of money. So that's very much kind of where we are with all this right now, unfortunately, is that's where they're going to go, but they should still unionize. Anyway, Funky Foo asking, did I see Vic Mignogna crying with Yellow Flash about the Chuds? And no, I don't even know what's going on with that. I don't even know what's going on. John here says, games are digital, hard copies are cheap. Development is really the only large cost. Well, no, there's also marketing. A lot goes into video game marketing. It's like looking at movies too. It's like, oh, 15,000 people overall work on this movie. It costs $200 million to make. Everyone's going to be fucking a millionaire walking away from this goddamn thing. No. It takes a lot of money to put it out. And then you can sit there and say that hard copies are cheap, but they still have to split those profits with the company. Because the company, remember, those companies, those retailers, they buy at wholesale. They do get, and then they charge what they charge. And they get a percentage of that. So it's that of the costs that go into it. There's a lot that go into it. Just go to Canada. Darth Scipio here says, just go to Canada and find the voice talent. There you go, buddy. Just go to Canada. Everything's about going to Canada these days. Dalton here says voice actors are totally underpaid, but they need any payment they can get to cover the dinner last night. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, man. This is why a lot of them end up doing the convention circuit, because that's where they make a lot of their money. Like, if I was like in something at some point in time, and I could only imagine there being like, a YouTuber convention down the road where it's all like, do you want to see what Philip DeFranco is up to now? And it's just 4 days of Philly D hanging out at a convention, signing autographs and shit, like making his money that way. And I say Philly D because, and I use Philly D as an example, no shade at Philly D, but like if you look at his trajectory on his channel, it's been going down. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's been going down. And part of that has to do, I think, with the fact that it's just the dynamic has shifted. Things have changed. And, the old audience that went to him at first is just not there anymore. It's just not there anymore. Videos of his used to pop 1.2 to 1.4 million. Now they're getting like under 900,000. It's definitely going down. Definitely going down from there. So, all right, here. I guess here's another thing. The secret Star Wars movie from Damon Lindelof. This is how to make some people groan. And Lucasfilm sets Miss Marvel's Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy as the director. So that's cool. They got a Miss Marvel director to tackle this very secret Damon Lindelof Star Wars film. Saying here, following months of speculation, Deadline is now hearing from several sources close to the project that not only is Damon Lindelof developing a new Star Wars film for Lucasfilm, but that Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy has been set as director. Lindelof is co-writing the project, though it is unknown at the time who his writing partner may be. Insiders say the script is still being written, which means that production is likely far out. That said, sources add it was important to Lucasfilm and Lindelof that a director be brought on so that a person's own vision for where they see the story headed gets included in the script. Then they say here, as for what the film is actually focused on, that will remain under wraps as this project remains one of the more guarded secrets in all of Hollywood. As for when we will see the film, it's still a ways off. Sorry, guys. I've been talking for like an hour, and I'm starting to feel that tickle. Todd for 5. Thank you, everybody. It says, how many years do you think Ezra Aarons Miller will go to jail if found guilty? Ezra is not going to jail. Sorry, buddy. I know you may want them to go to jail, but Ezra won't. It's 3 bottles of booze. The price of the booze is what's going to factor into the whole felony part of the burglary. But it's Vermont. Ezra Miller is, white passing. So obviously it's going to be a thing. But no, Ezra's not going to jail. Donovan here says, I'm not joking until cameras are rolling on this thing. This isn't happening at this point. Yeah. No, I completely agree. I completely agree. Also asking how long till this gets canned for creative differences. They got to get a movie out. They absolutely do. Hold on, let me put a cough drop in. All right. Okay. We'll probably won't go for too much longer because my voice is going to start really hurting. That's why I was hoping Dane would come on in so I had someone to talk to. But all right, why don't we talk about the man of the hour? Arguably, in my mind, I fucking hate this guy. I fucking hate this guy because what he stands for is opportunity in my mind. And it's not even good opportunity. It's just like this guy right here, Matt Ramos, aka Supes, just like everything about this guy to me screams opportunistic motherfucker. And he ends up just getting all these, he gets opportunities. Good for him. Okay. He hustled his way in. He had a producer, a guy that, he ended up working with pretty well, some Brad guy, whatever. And there was a big thing, or that they say, him and other TikTokers say that this guy used him, but essentially he just became a TikToker and he just reacts to stuff. But his reactions can be pretty goddamn terrible, which brings me to what happened just the other day. And this is making its rounds today. And it's pretty bad. In regards to what this is. Let me just bring this up here. So this is a video Supes posted about, him at the theater getting ready to watch the final cameo or the cameo that's in Black Adam. Now you can see that there's a light on him that there's a light on him. This guy right here next to him, this guy on his right, our left, has got a phone out and has got the camera light because they know what's coming. And he absolutely wants to get the reaction. Never mind, he's also front and center, middle of the screen, and that's all it is. So let's take a look at this here.
There's no one on this planet that can stop me.
I can call in a favor and send people who aren't from this planet.
Send them all.
As you wish.
It's been a while since anyone's made the world this nervous. Let's go!
Yeah. That's just crazy. You know, like, that to me is just beyond the pale. Now, I say this because I worked at a theater for a very, very, very long time. And I understand audience enthusiasm. I understand that people out there want to get excited, that they want to get into it, that they want to be part of this. This video currently is rocking 2.7 million views. 2.7 million views. That's what this video's gotten in the last day. All right. Like, and you can, and the thing is though, no one is vibing on this. And that to me is why I wanted to talk about this guy tonight. You even got Culture Crave. Just like, well, bro, what the fuck? You know, like, bro, what are you doing? You know, look at the guy in front of him right here. This guy in front of him. Now you can see all the other idiots here with their fucking phones out. Obviously, this is his crew. All right. These are obviously his people right here. But this guy in front, is that his crew? Doesn't look like it. But he knew this. He knew this going in, that he was going to get this reaction. You know, like, bro, it's a movie, not a concert. It's not a sports arena. You get excited, not perform much. A bunch of people came to enjoy a film. Embarrassing. Over exaggeration for no reason. You know, like, this is great. You put this online for the whole world like to see. What the hell? Like, he ends up. I mean, again, people are just dunking on him. This whole thread, 3,700 quote tweets. 3,700 quote tweets, just dogging on his ass. Right. So Island Door here says the Venn diagram of guys who do this and guys that have read comic are two completely separate circles. Very true. This guy here says, remember when this guy put up a poll asking if he should have a kid or not? Olive here saying, I understand that being hyped about certain moments of film or, you know, about certain moments of a film in the movie theater, but pulling your phone out and taking pictures, recording video is poor etiquette. Don't do this. Here we go. Drew Taylor says, the best part about this is how organic it all is and how none of it is staged or desperate. And this guy is a writer for The Wrap, New York Times, Collider, The Playlist. I mean, again, an actual journalist inside of everything. And, you know, but dude, everyone's ragging on this guy, right? Everyone is fucking ragging on this dude. And the whole thing was absolutely clearly meant to be, you know, like, it was staged. We all know that it was staged. It was all crazy. So I'm trying to find the other little bit here. It might be on his, it's on his TikTok. So let me just bring this up. He did a follow-up where, because they have this one here, again, on TikTok, where he's got 2.8 million followers. That only has 431,000. But this is him. Where it's like, you know, he's got to sit there and have his friends carry him out of the theater just so he can, like, you know, just so he can try to chase that clout. Still hasn't pulled in that much. All right, I love this comment here. Doing all this for a 6 out of 10. Highest voted comment. The problem with people like him is that they are very, very much toxic fandom in regards to the toxic positivity side of it. Where it, to me, my personal take is that this motherfucker is not in any way, shape, or form a real person. I know that sounds weird to say, but what he does is he's not doing this from the perspective of being really being a kind of a real person. Let's see here, because here's one right here. All right, so there's a Supes fan page that give you an idea here. This is like how his reactions are. In honor of the Snyder Cut coming out tomorrow, we are posting an appreciation post for Supes, a throwback to when he first found out that the Snyders were releasing the movie. This doesn't even like come across as real to me.
Oh, it's coming! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! HBO Max! Oh my god! Oh my god! Guys, I'm not lying! I'm not lying! 2021!
Yeah. That's who we're working about. That's the whole thing here. Like, the CTV channel says he's a complete fabrication. That's true. And being a complete fabrication, you know, it's a very interesting thing, because it does put him in a position to very much get a lot of coverage, a lot of access. There's, you know, going back over here to his TikTok, this is where his primary business is. He's verified on TikTok. He's verified, I think, on YouTube. He's verified on Twitter. Please don't play that again. I promise nothing. King Golden say it. Promise nothing, because this is his Twitter account, or his TikTok account, where he's just like, again, you know, he's just like freaking out, like we won, right, for Superman here, you know, but only 130,000 views on 2.8 million. His stuff here generally tends to kind of hover between 140 and like 600 at most. And it's funny too, because like he came in, he got some shit a little bit ago because he ended up, what was it? He was talking crap about, I think it was Miss Marvel. And then like he flip-flopped and people gave him crap over it. Because the whole point of this guy is this is not a person. This is a product, right? This is not a person. This is a total product here. Every shot's the same. He wears the same shirt. The camera doesn't move every shot. Well, here his shirt changes, but it's all just the same stuff. You know, that's it. But he gets all these views. I don't know if he's in the creator fund or whatever, but they don't pull in that much for a size of his account. I've had some TikToks get as much as, I have TikToks almost at 1 million. I'm talking about a random true crime case. You know, why the hell are these blocked off? But whatever. You know, but that's all he is. There are some people out there that do criticize him. Actually, there's this guy here. He's got an A-log account. This guy called the Anti-Supes. That's his name. The Anti-Supes is this guy's name. Benson here says, almost as bad as Enosh's overreaction at the time. Yeah, a little bit. HWAD here says, Supes hands. Okay, here's the thing with that, right? HWAD, I thought that, like, I saw pictures of his hands, how his hands are as big as they are, and I thought that it was Photoshop. I guess it's real, right? I guess it's real. But I don't know, man. I'm not trying to talk about like his physical appearance, nothing like that, because that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing that I'm like kind of, you know, I don't really care about that, to be honest with you guys. But let me just get this other stuff right here. I got to add some more images real quick. Okay, so we got this one here, right? So, all right, so, you know, this guy, TikTok is kind of weird like that, where sometimes the content does what it does, but let's go on.
Oh, it's coming! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! HBO Max! Oh my god! Oh my god! Guys, I'm not lying! I'm not lying! 2021! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Watch.
Oh my god! Guys, the Snyder Cut! Oh my... Oh!
I mean, it gets worse the longer it gets.
A brand new Spider-Man movie has officially been announced. So this week is CinemaCon, and Sony's having their presentation right now, where they just unveiled a new Spider-Man spin-off. They're making a spin-off movie titled El...
Okay, I didn't pre-watch this guy's shit beforehand, so whatever on that one. That's just a bunch of crazy shit I don't care about. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Supes trying to have Miss Marvel hands. Dude, it's a real life Popeye. Yo, you fuckers are mean, dude. You said you wouldn't play it again. I also lied. All right, I also lied. Because you know what we're going to get now? Ow! Yeah, we're getting some grace. That's what's happening, folks. We're getting some grace. But, you know, that was his real reaction. No, I'm not. That was not a real reaction. And that was not a real reaction. And this guy has got access. And that access actually kind of came back to bite him in the ass a little bit not too long ago. Kind of a little interesting how the access is, and I am not, I want to make this abundantly clear before I say this next part. I am not making any kind of accusation against him, to be fair. Hold on, command unit here for $2 says TikTok makes me want to go to Iran. It's not that bad, dude. It's not that bad. TikTok's actually pretty good. Real Rejects doesn't even scream that loud. I mean, they don't. They don't. Let's see. Supes may not be the greatest, but at least he didn't criticize Hawkman and Cyclone for being black and getting Hawkman's name wrong while doing it. Who did that? Who criticized them for being black? You gotta let me know that one, Fandom Menace. I don't claim everyone's a shill. I don't think everyone's a shill. But, like, you know. Oh, God, Ryan Kinnell complained that Hawkman and Cyclone were black. That I should have known. I should have known. I should have known. It shows you how much I pay attention to those guys. But there was an incident here a few months back, and this is a fascinating one. You've got Xochitl Gomez. If I'm Xochitl Gomez, go Xochitl Gomez. I can never pronounce her name correctly for that. I apologize. But this is them, you know, at a fan screening for Doctor Strange. And, you know, she's 16, he's like 20, I think, in this particular image. And then while they were talking, legitimately at one point, for some reason, he puts his hand on her leg. And now that I realize how big his fucking hands are compared to the size of his head, very weird. You know, yeah, Miss Marvel looking motherfucker, I guess. Why would he put his hand on a 16-year-old girl's knee? I mean, a little bit on the creep side there. Not saying that, you know, he's anything anyway, but it's just like that image is not going away. That image is not going away. And a lot of people are, you know, they talked about it back then and shit. I think they tried to cancel him back then. So it is, you got to just watch out on that shit. You got people that have tried to defend his ass. You know, they tried to defend him and they tried to say all this stuff. But the reason why I feel at the end of the day, why I feel that someone like Supes is the absolute worst is because I don't believe 16 is legal in some states. Not in California. Not in California. And also, they would be that age difference would be considered illegal basically in every state. So Supes is kind of is Kamala Khan in the morning. Jesus, dude. You know, let's see. The amazing Lucas wanted a piece of Ryan Kinnell. Kinnell avoided Lucas like the plague. Where at? Curious about that one there. If you see the video, it's a split-second thing. The photo makes it look worse than that. He's an idiot, but the whole thing was a storm in a teacup. No, I agree with you. I don't think it was done on purpose, right? What I mean by that is like he did it, and it's going to look bad. But it's like the guy, I don't believe there's a lot of self-awareness with him is what I'm trying to get to. And it probably doesn't matter because, like, again, this is the kind of guy that has a lot of fans that just will defend him, that they absolutely defend him, that they don't care. I saw some of the response to that particular thing back then. I agree with you. It's like a storm in a teacup, but it's also like, maybe like be wary of what you're doing. like I'm a non-toucher on that front. Like, I don't touch nobody if I don't have to, but whatever. I think the thing is, though, again, people like that, it's all about clout. Everything he does is about clout. And it's toxic. It's a toxic fandom environment. It's toxic positivity. And in many ways, I think it is somewhat damaging because I think people like him are part of the problem for setting unrealistic expectations in regards to the content. So it's like the same kind of people that push scoops that are knowingly false, trying to set up, a pre-inflate, expectations. People like him also do the same thing, and you could argue that he's definitely like the lesser of all evils. And yeah, he is, but it's just like, this is a guy that in my mind is a manufacturer. He's manufactured is all it is. He is a person who was brought in, propped up at the right time and has been able to build a career off of that. Good for him. But I think we as also, enjoyers of this world, enjoyers of this type of content would look at things like that and just go, most of this is false. And I think a lot of the audience knows it, but the audience doesn't even really seem to care because they just want the entertainment, and I don't know, maybe it's because I view a lot of film. I get really passionate over movies and I get really protective over the industry as a whole. So for me, that might be a factor. I'll admit that too. So, that was it. Okay. In regards to Kendall's comments about George Flynn. Okay. There's a good YouTube channel that mixes all the fake cringe reactions. It's really funny. It's called Simps React. Yeah. Actually, here, I'll show you guys one. I tried finding it the other day of mine. And then this was actually brought to my attention last night. And see if I can find it here on Twitter, because it was sent to me last night. I don't think I can. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So do you want to see my own version of this fake ass shit? All right. This is something. Oh my God. This is so fucking embarrassing, but it's true. This is me from 2015. All right. And this is my thumbnail for, no. I think this was for, I want to say maybe The Rise of Skywalker, maybe The Force Awakens, probably The Rise of Skywalker. And this is like yeah, Alice Toyborn, 100%. I used to do, no. It was, I did the reaction, but this was like the thumbnail and shit. You can tell from like my shitty fucking Photoshop is what it is there. But like, this is just Kevin Smith, long left brother. Yeah. Not the soy face. I mean, it's not really the soy face, all things considered. I think the soy face is more of a deliberate kind of look there. But yeah, this was me from, I think it was Rise of Skywalker. It might have been the other, man. I don't remember, but it was brought up yesterday. I was laughing my ass off at it because it's true. It's absolutely true. I have very much brought up very dumb things. I don't want to say like dumb things, but it's like stupid stuff. Hold on a second. Sorry, it's getting harder to talk because I keep having this tickle and I'm trying to like get around it. So anyway, the glow up is real. The background looks like Jakku. I think it was Jakku, but it might have also been the planet from Rise of Skywalker. So I forget what movie it was, but it was a Star Wars reaction that I did, and I needed a thumbnail, and that was the image I chose, was me doing that look. And believe me, I've got a lot of shit for that over the years. So that's absolutely happened there. All right, let me find, there was the, hold on here. I got to find it real quick. Okay, so we're going to watch the thing that Command Unit was asking about. I didn't even get the name of it here. What is it? It's, we're going to wind it down. We're going to round it out. It's 11:30. Okay. All right. So, this is, I don't even know what the fuck this is here. What's it called? What are you sending us? Angels of Death Season 2, Void Battle Imperial Cruiser versus a Dark Elf Eldar Elf Raider. Cool. Don't know what that is necessarily, but we will give this a watch. It's only 3 minutes long. I think, is this Star Wars or is this, oh no, this is Warhammer. I can't tell anymore, to be honest with you guys. But we'll give this thing a quick check out, and then we'll go from there.
Orders direct from Shipmistress Sulkin to all able gunnery gang. Vent plasma from the heat sinks and couple the dispersal feeds to the main firing line.
Subjunks 3 and 4 weren't built for that level of backwash. If she fires the guns, she'll blow out the entire deck.
And us with it.
Well, just how long did you bunch of reprobates expect to live laboring in the Emperor's service? Now get your unworthy hides in gear. We've a valve to open and a date with a grox load of plasma!
Don't look so sad, lads. Whatever's waiting for us beyond the veil, you can bet your last breath it's better than what we've been served till now.
Then we best make sure the shipmistress takes those Xenos wretches with us.
Don't matter none, pal. We ain't gonna be around to be disappointed if not.
Deck Chief declares us weapons ready, Shipmistress. Let's hope the Xenos take the bait. We've got one shot at this.
Then we'd better not miss. Servo Skull. All hands. This is Shipmistress Sulkin. Brace for firing. Near broadside detonation. Our guns will roar and the Xenos will have vengeance. The Emperor's might stand you fast. On my order, Constance.
Yes, Shipmistress.
All right. I don't know really what was going on there, but I agree with some of the comments there, talking about how there's the sync between the mouths and the voice is definitely a problem. That actually happens quite a bit in video games. Like animation, they're able to make it work for the most part, because there's some trickery that happens there, but video games, it's been difficult. That's actually a big problem for a while. That's why so many people wear helmets. They're better at it now, but obviously this guy is, It doesn't have the resources that something like, let's say, a Pixar would have. But you know what? It was definitely pretty to look at. So that was cool. All right. Parts for I'm getting ready to go to bed, but all right. All Quiet on the Western Front trailer 2020 dose. That was, I saw that was coming out. I saw the thing Quiet on the Western Front trailer. So the Germans, this is a German movie coming to Netflix, I guess, or everything else. So that's pretty cool. This is coming out pretty soon, I believe. All right. Let's see here. Thank you, HBarts, for that. Appreciate that, buddy. All right. And here we go.
Paul Bäumer?
Ich möchte noch nicht loslegen.
Wir sind jetzt an der Westfront.
Wieder mehr als 40.000 Tote allein in den letzten Wochen.
Es ist vorbei. Im Namen der Menschlichkeit, ich bitte Sie um den Waffenstillstand.
Vous avez 72 heures pour accepter nos conditions.
Ich werde nicht kapitulieren.
Meine Mutter wollte nicht, dass ich in den Krieg ziehe. Ich wollte Ihnen zeigen, dass ich das kann.
Ach, Paul. Ja, mal nach Hause kommen.
Ich vermisse meine Kameraden weg!
Schließen wir Frieden.
Es tut mir leid.
Ich habe Angst vor dem, was kommt.
Du musst nicht tapfer sein. Für die, die es nicht geschafft haben. Für uns alle.
Wow. Oh, that's coming out in 5 days. I'll have to give that a watch. Like, you're over war movies right now. You don't know why. You think Dunkirk was just like the end. And that was like 4 years ago. No, we're not doing Trailer Park. I don't have time to do Trailer Park tonight. That looks really good. Now, I guess my question is, because I am unfamiliar with the book. I've heard of the movie. It's all from a German soldier's perspective. Is that what it is? Is that what it's all about? Because that's interesting. Yeah, that was Stamina. That was absolutely Daniel Bruhl. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Dunkirk was awful. I never saw Dunkirk. It did. Like, when I heard Nolan doing World War II, I was like, fuck yeah, dude. I mean, we're talking like hardcore nerd boner. And then I heard it's about Dunkirk. It's like 100,000 troops are stuck on a beach. And I'm like, okay. And I don't care. Nolan without his brother to write the story, I think is just showing Nolan's limited in his ability, his storytelling ability without his brother. I think he's very good on a technical level, but he needs someone like Jonathan to kind of like bring him in. So, Vince here says, I own 1917. I still need to watch it. Yeah, I haven't seen that either. I really want to. What's my favorite war movie? You know what, man? Like, it's such a weird thing to say, like, what my favorite war movie is. I mean, because there's like you know what? I don't have a favorite, but I have ones I really like. So, like, for one, obviously Saving Private Ryan, because that came out when I was 16 and that movie just like fucking blew my mind. You know, and then I also really do love like The Great Escape. I think that's a fantastic war movie, you know. Steve McQueen and everyone else in that fucking movie. What else is there? Like I really enjoyed Das Boot. Seen that a couple times. Long as fuck, but it's good. You know. Wolfgang Peterson, may he rest in peace, man. He made a good movie there. What's some other ones that I've, Black Hawk Down. Fuck, dude. Black Hawk Down is so goddamn good. I mean, Black Hawk Down doesn't get the love that I think it deserves. Beyond, Behind Enemy Lines with Owen Wilson. I like that movie quite a bit too. I think that was really good, showing Owen Wilson in like an action role, kind of. That was a solid thriller. Love the ending of it, right? I think when I saw the ending of Behind Enemy Lines, I openly applauded and yelled out, "Don't fuck with the USA," or some shit like that. Command Unit here says, I enjoyed the recent Rezhev film. It was very fun. I don't know who that is, but I'm glad you liked it. People bringing up Platoon. Yeah, Platoon is good. King Golden Sayer says, Saving Private Ryan made games like Call of Duty popular. Spielberg actually was like behind Medal of Honor, right? He produced Medal of Honor. He was behind it a little bit. So, it's like, yeah, fucking Saving Private Ryan, the Normandy beach scene was insane, but I mean, look, go back and watch probably my favorite overall war thing would be Band of Brothers. Band of Brothers is sublime. It's just amazing. I love it. You know what I mean? Rational here says Black Hawk Down greater than Green Zone, greater than Three Kings, greater than Jarhead. I liked Green Zone quite a bit. I don't know if I'd call it necessarily it's a war movie, but it's, after watching, what was it? After watching the Bourne movies, seeing Matt Damon and Paul Greengrass in another movie like that. But dude, Three Kings is legitimately amazing. Three Kings is legitimately amazing. I need to catch up on Andor. Maybe I will tonight. Just because I'm gonna go lay down in bed and like hang out, watch some stuff. I hear Andor is getting really good. So I mean, like, there's a lot of them. Like, I don't think I've ever seen Apocalypse Now, like, not all the way through. There was the one what was the one with I mean, you could kind of argue that First Blood was kind of a war movie, but it's an aftermath of war movie. I thought that was really well done. I do love First Blood. I like it better than like Rambo. First Blood Part 2 and Rambo 3, But then, of course, Rambo 2008 was great in my mind. Dude, you haven't seen Three Kings, Protoss? It's really good. It's really good. David O. Russell is a piece of shit, but my God, the guy can make movies. Tropic Thunder is not a war movie, but I mean, well, maybe. It's a good movie. Spherical Commander says, I don't care for war movies. I don't get the fascination of them. War is fascinating about humanity's ability to utterly brutalize one another. So, there's that. Do I think Rogue One put the war in Star Wars? I saw that headline when the movie came out. No, obviously, A New Hope put the war in Star Wars. But I think that Rogue One brought it to a more human level, if you want my honest opinion. So... there's a lot there. I think it brought it to, I don't want to say a human level, but it brought it to a grounded level. And that's what I think Andor, from what I've seen on Andor, is what it's up to. I do need to sit down and watch it. So there's definitely that. But all right, everybody. I guess Ryan Hartwell is what's he doing tonight? What's Ryan up to? I saw that he was going live. Is he covering Scream? Is that what he's covering tonight? All right. So let me, I'm just gonna bring this in here. Copy link address. So I am gonna go, but there are 115 of you guys in here right now, and I really are 121 of you guys. So check this out. Ryan Hartwell, big friend of the show, is currently doing a live stream talking about Scream from '96. So if you guys want to go give that a check out, go give him a check out. HWAD Squad raid. How about a HWAD Squad raid? Give him a hang out there. And we'll talk again tomorrow night. Hopefully more of a fun conversation. I was a bit contentious tonight. I apologize. I don't know why. I was just kind of in a mood, and like it just happens. So, all right, everybody, have yourself a great night. I'll talk to you all later. Thank you again. Peace out.